Hello everyone. Welcome to the podcast of Buddhism in India channel. Today it's gonna be a very different and very special session for us because we're gonna interact with a monk from Sri Lanka, Bhante Sumedji.
Okay, Theravāda Saranai, everybody listening to this Giant's channel. He's inviting me to uh, give uh, some uncommon prospect, uncommon aspect of our Buddhist life and what is Sri Lankan Buddhism. Okay, you can ask any question.
Yeah, and it's a very much of a pleasure thing that we got to have an interaction with you because we, as an Indian, we practice in Indian continent, like in Indian land, that too in a limited states. But now, a person who is coming from Sri Lanka, and that is a really a great honor for us to who can help us, about Buddhist teachings. And also in this today's session we gonna know about Bhanteji's personal life before or taking the monkhood, and where what actually being become the turning point, and moreover we'll discuss about the Sri Lankan Buddhist culture. So, so start with Bhanteji. I would, I'm always interested since we are from the this land and we practice in a specific way, and we just want to know how people in Sri Lanka practice Buddhism.
Okay. Okay, Jayant, this is a very simple question because I am from Sri Lanka, and but you may not many people who are watching Jayant's videos they may not have that experience about what is Sri Lankan Buddhism. Sri Lanka is supposed to be the headquarters of Theravāda Buddhism. Nobody will tell it so loudly. I proudly say Sri Lanka is the headquarters of the Theravāda Buddhism. But in the real understanding of Buddhism, there's nothing called Theravada, Mahayana, or nothing to divide. Buddhism, Buddhist teaching is Buddhist teaching. But now today's it happens so. So now two or three or four or five different schools have come into that is today's reality. Okay, Sri Lanka initially Sri Lanka got Buddhism from like any other country. We got from the uh, from India during the Ashoka Emperor Ashoka's after he became a Buddhist. He became so impressed about Buddhism. So it is for if you want if somebody becomes a Buddhist, truly Buddhist, he becomes so impressed. So it happens with this emperor. He was formerly he's not a very good people to tell very little about him. He was a Chandasoka in our history. He is called Chandasoka. But later he became a follower after meeting one young monk. He learned very few things about Buddhism. He didn't know much about Buddhism. There are some scholars today, they know about many sutras, but no change. No, so
Yeah.
this change is important, and this change had created and so many Buddhist lands in the world. Sri Lanka was the first country to be blessed and to have this first Dhamma Duta, what we call Duta means mission.
Yeah.
It is not like missionary in the sense of Christianity.
Yeah.
They have not come and they didn't made us by force
Yeah.
Buddhists.
Yeah.
They before that also some Buddhist culture was there.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't believe much about the scientific proof about anything. because you must have your common sense to
Yeah.
understand many things. Sri Lanka has become a Buddhist place since then, since the time Dharmasoka, Emperor Dharmasoka, who was the greatest emperor ever in the world, I think, because nobody has done so much during one's lifetime to change the world in the without a single shedding a single drop of blood. So this not only shows that Buddhism is a practical thing. It is not only talking about nibbana for a selected wise people. It is a practical thing wherever the Buddhism is touching, and India is very special because Buddha has selected India to be his place.
Yeah.
According to the text, I heard that
Yeah.
Buddha selected his mother, parents, and the place to get birth. Even this is now under question in Sri Lanka. The Sri Lanka, you asked the question about Sri Lanka's way of Buddhist culture.
Yeah.
So the system is not like same as Indians think.
Okay.
So when I say when wherever I go, I just came from Kushinagar, Saranath, and all these places. Wherever I go, I am respected as a monk from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Even yesterday I was in Nagpur,
Yeah.
the Diksha Bhumi.
Yeah.
So it was a pleasure for me to be among the people who are blessed to become followers of Buddhas, and they sometimes they think they are followers of Ambedkar ji, but anyway, but the behind everything is Buddhism, Buddhist teaching. So everywhere I was respected because actually that respect is deserved because Sri Lanka has become the uh, mastermind place of Buddhist teaching. But when you go to the culture level,
Mm-hmm.
in the tradition level,
Mm-hmm.
it is you can't see any similarity. How these masters, how these teachers have come from out of this structure. The structure is totally against, you can say, totally against the Buddhist teaching. So that is my short answer about what is the Sri Lanka today and how it became Buddhist country. Today's Buddhist country in Sri Lanka, still Sri Lanka has masters, and my best teacher. I think in the world, I will never find another teacher like that. That is true. But in the cultural level, in the cultural level, I think India is ahead in practical level. India has vegetarianism. India has invited Dalai Lama. Not invited. He has. India gave refuge to Dalai Lama. Not only refuge, security, and Dharmasala. They gave a place to make Dharmasala, and so much of respect wherever I go as a Buddhist. But it is not because they are Buddhists. Most of the people are not Buddhists in India. They are not calling themselves Buddhists, but they respect monk. That is the most important thing of a human being. Human being respects a follower of Buddha while he is not claiming himself a Buddhist. That is the truth. I like India because of that. I like in Sri Lanka because my teachers are in Sri Lanka. And you can't find him in, I think, in India. I don't think, because I don't have that much of Indian language, Hindi language, to understand teachers. But Sri Lanka has very very special teachers. So this cultural lineage is there. I mean, the scholars lineage, academic lineage is there. Not only academic, the moral lineage is also there. But as a society, we have so different from the Buddhist cultural aspects which you see in India.
Okay.
That is my very short explanation about to, for your first question.
Okay. Yeah, Banteji, like Yeah, that's. Thank you so much for appreciating on our culture, in
Yeah.
Indian culture, and we are definitely seeing like a change in people's way of thinking, in their change of heart, and also change in their religious inclination,
Mm.
especially in the last 15 to 20 years.
Mm.
A significant change we can see in the mass of Indian population. So definitely, maybe it's because of their old karma, which
Mm.
is actually helping them
Mm.
to find right direction in their life. So thank you so much for that explanation. And also, I wanted to know, generally in India, we have taken the refuge which Baba Saheb had given us in Diksha Bhumi long back in 1956.
Yeah.
So we follow that tradition, and I just wanted to know like how that is in Sri Lanka, how people take diksha in Sri Lankan cultural context.
So frankly speaking, Diksha, heard first time in when I came to India.
Yeah.
See, so word Diksha, maybe I have been always out of Sri Lanka. Maybe Sri Lanka, an average person, educated person maybe it is his common knowledge. I don't know. For me, it was a very big new thing when I went first time to Diksha in Nagpur. I before coming to India, I heard about Ambedkarji. Baba Sahib Ambedkarji, I heard, and I have made so many comments, good comments about Ambedkarji, and I thought I I thought it is a privilege to put his one of his photos between my videos to show that he is a practical Buddhist. Is one of the practical Buddhists coming from India. So India has been the uh, beginning and the birthplace of civilization. Uh, civilization in the sense that civilization that doesn't harm the other people's rights, that guarantees all the rights. That the people today says civilization is today's is civilization, but actually the actual civilization started with Buddha's time. So this civilization, in the real sense of civilization, has come towards the up to the it has gone through towards the other continents also. But the today's the religious aspect has made our understanding, mutual peace, and everything have put under question, because religion has always separated us. Religious, if a religion is a good thing, when I once went to Jaffna on a mission to have a religious uh, understanding between various religions. It was a mission organized by one organization, I can't remember the name. We were 30, about 30 monks, about 10 clergy from Islam, and many monks and very many good big people, big crowd went there. And one Christian father said, if you have war in a country where he didn't claim this is a Buddhist country, he's a Christian, no? He said, including me, including my religion, all religions who are present today, we are lost. We are lost because we couldn't stop the war. So that is my child. Maybe it looks like childish, but it is my understanding that if you can't stop a war, that all these religions are as useless. Because religion should stop war first of all. If it helps to go, if it's bless soldiers go and kill somebody, that is the use of this religion. If I have heard some religions bless, even in Buddhism we bless. In Sri Lanka, we bless soldiers. You protect your country. What is this Buddhism? I cannot understand. But even the so-called my teachers, except one or two, except one, all my three teachers, whom I count as the best teachers in the world, they also think that religion must be protected manually, I mean, physically. You have to fight for that. I don't think like that. Because Asoka stopped war, Emperor Asoka stopped fighting. After that, he sent missions to Afghanistan, all over the world. He sent during the course of 150 years. The Buddhism spread up to the borders of Russia. So that was how, without a single bullet, he spread the mission of peace. So even Buddhist texts, there's a person who is called Chakravarti. Chakravarti controls the whole world, not only the part of India around surround one continent. Chakravarti controls the whole world with Panchasila. Well, he has, of course, special powers, seven powers he has, but it is something difficult. I think Mr. Jayantji knows what is difficulty means. So in Indians also, average Indian knows what is difficulty means. So without difficulty, nothing can happen.
Yeah.
You must undergo difficulty. In a rose, on the rose flowers, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to go through difficulty, or unless you take a risk, nothing will happen. So if you somebody says with Panchasila, without weapons, you can control the country, it will look like suicide, but it is not. It is not so idealistic, and it is not so naive as we yet to see. It is really, I think, while we propagate always in Sri Lanka, it is so. We even now it is going to be next war is going to come in Sri Lanka, because always I see the former army commander is giving some speeches how he fought against the Tamil Tigers.
Oh.
See, nobody in Tamil community will like it, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is this about? It is about that there will be some war.
Yeah.
So this is everywhere it is like that.
Yeah.
So Buddhism should be practical. Even my masters, if they say the Buddhism must be protected by force, some people should die. But whereas in Russia, there was a writer called Lev Tolstoy. Tolstoy. Tolstoy said when he was asked, or I can't remember the occasion, about the revolution. It was about to come. The revolution was about to come. He died before, I think, before the revolution. I think, I don't know. I can't remember. He said, if one person die, not many people, if one person die for a cause, that cause is not worthwhile. That is his. That is he is not a. He didn't claim himself Buddhist.
Mm-hmm.
He lived vegetarian life. He was a vegetarian. He learned Pali language. Writer who refused Nobel Prize. I'm referring to such people. He said, if one person die,
Mm-hmm.
that cause is not worthwhile. Now in Sri Lanka, if you ask any monk, leading monk, whether this fight against to protect Buddhism you should fight or not, anybody will say yes, yes, you have to fight. So this way you can't go any further. This is not Buddhist practice. You can protect something, and the West will like you also because they can sell weapons, no, but not this is not the way. India is showing the right thinking. I am not talking about the leaders.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking about the general public. They are very peaceful. They are not fighting. I have been to many places in India. They are not quarreling. They are shouting sometimes, but they are never fight each other. They are peaceful nation. This is because this is the Buddha's land. You don't have to say thank you because it is the truth. Okay? For the truth, you don't have to thank.
Yeah. Like I must say, like, whenever I listen to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, he refers the same thing which you shared,
Yeah.
and he offers same context in the same manner that people of all religion, from all background, come and co coexist in this land
Yes.
with in a harmonious way. There may
Yes.
be a minor fight here and there,
Yeah.
which is natural, which is very minute thing,
Yeah.
but majorly all are actually living in a harmony,
Yes.
and that's a beautiful thing. Like,
Yes.
people from different religion
Yes.
are in harmony. That is giving a very good message to the entire world.
Yes.
And also we say in context to India, that India actually encompasses the whole world, because we see people from all background. Like, when you go into the south, you take the culture, it is a different culture. You go in the northeast, you get the different culture. You go in the east, there's a different culture. West, different culture. And north is a completely different culture. And all different culture are actually coexist in this land. So that's definitely a great thing about India, and we always feel good about it. And yeah, and let's move to the your personal journey.
Yeah.
Like, we get to know that you have been in the corporate life, and you are actually got into through interview process from Sri Lanka and got into the Russia. If you like to share your initial life, and from your childhood, and how you got into this job and moved to Russia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Jayant. To some aspects of my personal life will be interesting, but I think it is always secondary. What I am today is more important. But let me tell something about, as you second time you are asking about my the private life. So not private life, it was my previous life. Uh, Previous life, I started like it was not usual to study. When I was studying, I didn't like school, going to school. That, to tell you truthfully, I didn't like going to school.
Yeah.
But I was so compared to other students, I was so good in mathematics. So I was always getting good marks in mathematics and physics and everything, and Buddhism also. When my mother was a good follower of Buddhism,
Okay.
and my father was none of them, neither Buddhist, neither mathematician. Just he was good in English only. So, but he was very honest. My father was very honest. Now I am taking this path. Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
To tell you, go back to my childhood. So I was desperate, and I had a thought of becoming, or maybe trying to suicide also sometimes. It was not serious idea, but I was thinking, what is this life all about? Nothing. So I was like desperate. I mean, no clueless situation. So I thought I should learn something extra, not only English. I wanted to learn something.
Sorry for interrupting it. Like,
Yes,
I just wanted to know, like, at what age did you had this thought of
desperate. Yes,
suicidal thoughts? At what
yes.
age?
I can't remember exactly, but one thing I remember very well from the childhood. I had three questions
Okay.
for which I didn't have the answer.
Okay.
Even now, I remember these three questions.
Yeah.
One question is how the opposite sex is there. For if I, as I am a man, I call the woman, no, lady or girl. Why they are so fair looking for me? But what initially they are same, no?
Mm-hmm.
They can't even match in mathematics. They are less smart than I am,
Mm-hmm.
but they are always good looking, and I am attracted to them. Why I am so?
Mm-hmm.
I like them. Why? What is the beauty I find it? That was the first question. Second question was, why this money is so? There's so much of meaning in this money. Money can buy anything, no?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what is this money? You can't. That was the second question. Third question was, why so much? Why people love so venerate so much Buddha? What is his message? So to love so much, to venerate so much. That was my third question. Until I became a full monk, even not in the first year. After 5 6 years only, I understood the answers to these three questions. Only after 5 6 years of monkhood, started to understand these questions. Now, when you have such questions, you may remember, imagine this
Yeah,
person
yeah,
with such not normal questions. No,
yeah,
the normal people, they like the opposite sex and they have some
yeah,
fun with them and they live. No,
yeah,
no
yeah.
questions. No.
No questions.
So I had a question: why I am so dragged to them? I am almost getting automatically dragged to them.
Mm-hmm.
So why it is that? So in one of the sutras, Buddha was asked, not Buddha, one Arahanta was asking the Sariputta
Mm-hmm.
whether the chakku is attached to the rupa or rupa is attached to the chakku. That was the question. It is a similar question, but in a
Mm-hmm.
very Buddhist way.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So then the Sariputta Hamsuru, or what I can't remember the exact personalities. Here, the person who was senior, he said, uh, the Bhante said, neither chakku is attached to the rupa, nor
No.
the rupa attached to the chakku. Uh, not dragging. The question was not attached. What is dragging? Chakku drags the
Yeah,
rupa towards him,
yeah.
or the rupa has the power to attract our chakku to them. Our eyes get dragged by the rupa. Rupa
Mm-hmm.
is so beautiful,
Yeah.
and your eyes
Eyes
you
are
can't
getting.
help.
Yeah.
So then the answer was neither the chakku, the eyes, neither rupa. Then nobody drags each other. Only thing is they are bonded. There has a bond between the chakku and rupa. If somebody was dragging
Mm-hmm.
each other, you can't stop it. Okay, as there is a bond only
Mm-hmm.
created by ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
that bond can be cut.
Yeah.
That's why you can get released. That is the release in Buddhism. That is the
Amazing.
liberation.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
So okay. With that, when I was very young, so many big changes happened in Sri Lanka. There was a revolution, and this Marxist communist type of thinking just was very popular in Sri Lanka. That was maybe the one reason because I was so desperate about life because the people started fighting with each other. I am a very calm person. My name is Shanta. Original name is Shanta.
Okay.
So I am. I don't fight. I like fighting from the beginning. So this must be one reason why in a Buddhist country we opted to fight to solve social problems. Maybe that was one reason. So when I asked my father, "Can I become monk?" My father was very pragmatic person. He said, you should not become. He didn't tell directly to me. He knows that I can be hurt. So he introduced one very senior uh, person in our circle. So he told me he is one of the big followers of Buddhist followers. He said he called me Mali. Mali means brother, young brother. You should wait a little bit because life is not so easy to understand. You go ahead with the studies. You are very good in studies. I was not very good, but he said compared to maybe his background, maybe I am good. So in Sri Lanka, with my level of mathematics, there are many people. I am not very big in education. So I thought that as parents, permission is required to become Bhante, become a monk. And I was not very serious about becoming monk also. I just because of sansaric tradition, maybe I wanted to become monk. Not because I understood the reality. I just wanted to become monk. If I had become monk, I think everything could have been otherwise, because even that day, those days, the society, monk society, was not very good for a young child. So a child, I still I believe, child should be very much protected, and taking children to the to make to become monks is against basic human rights. Because if your teacher is very good, like my teacher, like Ananda Maitri Hambro is one of the famous scholars in Sri Lanka, who has become worldwide uh, well-known monk in the world, Ananda Maitri. He became also in the monk also when he was very young, 14 years. My teacher became monk 14 years. I don't know Ananda Maitri Hamdru how he became Buddhist. My teacher is very honest person. He said until he was 30 years, I can show his Sinhalese video where he says it. Until he was 30 years, even that means 16 years as a monk, he was not even a Buddhist.
Okay.
So that is the message of this today's video. I should be that when Ambedkarji became Buddhist, whole community, up to 1 million people, from starting from 400 on the Diksha day, rising up to 1 million, people became Buddhist because that inspiration he had within himself. When you talk with a person who is really follower of Buddha, you get yourself so much of polarization yourself. Okay, you get polarized.
Yeah.
You get tempted to do the same thing. Like like you see a good cricketer,
Yeah.
you started to play also want to play like that.
Yeah.
So that is the real becoming Buddhist. Okay, when I became when I was not a Buddhist. Okay, I was not a Buddhist, although I was from the Buddhist family. So I tried this and that. I was not selected to the university. So with my marks were not high, but general marks. First time I was I had one subject passed, just simple S. Second time, all subjects failed. I am a failure. Fourth time, the third time only 3 times allowed in Sri Lanka. And if you don't follow that, take the third try, you are not respected when you apply for a job or something. So what happened was I tried so much within 4 months, because those days there were no electronic system of checking results. So results came always late. So I had only 4 months for the next exam when the results came. So the reason I failed last time was I didn't want to use my father's parents' money for the tuition. And second thing is I didn't like to go to school also. I am not very like I don't like school system. Even now I don't recommend anybody to go to school. Uh, so I was enjoying life, just studying leisurely, and my parents gave me that freedom. So I took all the freedom and got failed. Okay. So then I went to Colombo. Within 4 months, 2 years course I finished and got 3 credits and one S within 4 months. 2 years course. Okay. So then I had officially qualified to as anybody else, just
Okay.
qualification.
Okay.
So then one of my aunties said about the I was looking for a job. I didn't want to stay at home. Although my family is not a very poor family, but I didn't want to stay at home. I want to go for some job. So I went to find a job in cement factory in Jaffna.
Mhm.
So while I was there, I was coming to Colombo, and one auntie in Colombo said there's a opportunity to selection to scholarship to Russia.
Okay.
So I applied just without any hope, because I don't have good exam results also, no.
Yeah.
So what I have is only the very small things. I never did sports also. So I applied. I went to the interview. I was asked for the interview. During the interview, I learned that 13,000
Mhm.
people, students similar with my qualifications, not selected to the university, are there for that, and 45 will be selected out of them. So I was interviewed. In the interview, one of the chief interviewing person, this was his name, I can't remember now, was Kalpagi. He was later he became the secretary of education also. He knew also a little bit French. When he saw my French certificate, he asked, in French, he asked a question. Are you tired? He asked me.
Oh.
Êtes-vous fatigué? That question I still remember.
Mm.
Êtes-vous fatigué? He asked.
Yeah.
Êtes-vous fatigué means, are you tired?
I'll be right.
So I knew the answer. I said, not just yes. I said, we means in French, yes. We umper, a little bit, umper. So that was the discussion, nothing more.
Yeah, yeah,
Later came, then I was selected. See? So I went to Russia. So that was how I became a scholar from Russia. I have scholars from steel and alloys. Now the Villa is not a coincidence, I think.
yeah.
So I finished the Russia's biggest university for steels and alloys in Moscow.
Yeah.
So with highest marks in. But later on, I studied very well. During the school level, I didn't like school level. I
Okay.
don't know why. I didn't. I never liked the school level. And university, I was very happy.
Yeah.
So I studied in university, and after that I got married.
Mm-hmm.
So I never planned marriage in Russia,
Mm-hmm.
but I got married. I had a child, and after that I did some business, because for an engineer in Sri Lanka there's not big salary,
Mm-hmm.
very small, with a wife, foreign wife. I cannot live,
Mm-hmm.
so I stayed in Russia. We're doing business, so many things. So I later on I had my own company
Mm-hmm.
for importing tea and everything. So I was I was having a good place in this business, but everything is finishing one day, no. So it finished, and I didn't understand the truth of that behind this Buddha's truth. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I took it so personally, so that I am so uh, uh, not very successful person. So I was so downhearted. So I felt so much, and my wife died in 2002, 2003, 2004. All the years went uh, very sensitively. I felt it very seriously. And little by little, I started to learn. I because during my funeral, my wife's funeral day, somebody came to do the Buddhist cultural system of the
Mm-hmm.
funeral.
Okay.
That day, even I was born in Sri Lanka, I was a officially Buddhist family. Only that day, listening to that person's that is anicca, that everybody who gets birth ends with death.
Mm-hmm.
So many things you say in such situation, no? So I touched this very seriously. So little by little, my mind changed. So in 2006, I remember all the system changed on my mind. If you want, I can tell further also that my mind totally changed. I wish to become a monk since 2006. But that time I had a wife. I didn't have that immediate plans to become monk, but I did some practice. So I am the second person in Buddhist activities in Russia at that time. I
Mhm.
was helping very big Buddhist community, Sri Lankan Buddhist community.
Okay.
So I joined this Buddhist community.
Mhm.
So I was so active. I was selected as one of the delegates to the United Nations Vesak festival in Thailand
Okay. Okay.
to represent Russia.
Russia.
That time I was
Amazing.
already citizen
Yeah.
of Russia.
Amazing.
So I was selected as a delegate to the Thailand's Vesak festival.
Oh.
Some others were natural Russians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two persons, myself and one Sri Lankan went with the delegation of 6 people to represent Russia,
Mhm.
Russian Buddhism.
Mhm.
So that's how I came to Bangkok. So little by little, my decision that Buddhism is the right path
Mhm.
get got consolidated, got got solid. So in 2016, I became monk.
Mhm.
Uh, Even I didn't go to the my daughter's marriage was after 1 week.
Mhm.
I didn't attend to daughter's marriage. You
Okay.
can no, nobody will understand why. I didn't go to daughter's marriage. I
Mhm.
gave her money and everything. I said there's nothing to do there, so I didn't go. So this is things happen uh, to such level. I had everything now in Russia.
Yeah.
Although I failed in the business, I had a house. My wife had a house,
Mhm.
so I could live further. So I had a salary as of an engineer, local engineer.
Mhm.
So there was no point to come back without to Sri Lanka,
Yeah.
except for Buddhist studies, except to become a monk. I sold all my houses and everything and came to Sri Lanka and became monk. Okay, that was that was full story about my biography. Okay,
It's really, I must say,
yeah,
it's really great to hear that story, and definitely the realities, ultimate realities of life
yes,
actually is what brings you closer to Buddhism,
yes,
because Buddhism explains the ultimate reality of things, not the
yes,
superficial reality.
yeah,
And in social level, in conventional level, we all deal with the conventional level of reality only.
yes,
Not, we don't go to the ultimate level.
yes,
And in our hard times, in our tough times, we get to know, we tend to seek those ultimate reality, because that is where the all answer lies.
mm,
And that is the quest of actually every person. But there are circumstances and situation which comes,
yeah,
which actually helps us understand those realities.
yeah,
So it's amazing to know your story. And on the very lighter note, I like to understand, you in before becoming a monk, you were closer to your family members,
yes.
who you were more closer to your parents, your mother, father, brothers, sisters, or anyone in your relative who you're closer to, and yeah.
So one strange thing I must say, I from the very beginning, when my daughter was born, 1986, I had no such feeling like normal parents. I don't know. I was not very far away from becoming Buddhist. 1986, I am referring to 2006. My serious change started when she was born in 1986 and 2006. 20 years difference. Okay, I didn't have that much of attachment to a child. I don't know why. This must be very crucial thing. When you are so attached to your children, you cannot become you can't go this path, because when Buddha explains who is Putajjana, who is a lay person, his quotation is like this. He says, when somebody says, I know Arahanta, I know the enlightened person, I give dana to enlightened person. I don't give dana to normal Bante. I give dana to very good Bante. Then Buddha says, Nabi Jana. Dujjananko etam, you can't. Dujjanang means you can't understand. Dujjananko etam. Etam means this. You can't understand this. Uh, 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 Putujjano. Gahapati means the householder.
Mm-hmm.
You can't understand it. Putujjana. Uh, Putta Sambhad Sayanam. Putta Sambhad Sayanam. That means when the children make problems, they don't they don't feel it as a problem. The average person, average father, everybody one day will become father. No, you will see when somebody you go home, the young people they all come, and children will come and jump into you. No, they
Mm-hmm.
don't know it will be painful to you, but you feel it like a blessing. But I never thought like that.
Okay.
That was trouble. Even now, if this small children, that family's children in this temple, some people cry. I feel so unrest. I feel not very comfortable. The children's cry, child cry. Some people is a blessing. For me, it is not. And if you talk about my attachment to the people, I was so attached to my sister because my mother died so early, 1960, and my sister brought up my daughter later on
Okay.
because my wife got sick. Soon after my mother died, she got sick. 1960, she died 1990 at the age of 60.
Okay.
1990 she died. 1991 my brother died. Okay, very in the very short period,
Short period.
two deaths in my family.
Yeah.
So, but still, I didn't understand what is the truth of this Buddha's truth. Nothing. But little by little, I am going to that way. And my daughter was brought to Sri Lanka, and she was brought by the family, my sister's family. And sister's husband was very good, also very kind to children. He likes children so
Mm-hmm.
much,
Mm-hmm.
but I never like. I am very kind to even now. I am very kind to children. I never allow anybody to hit the children, but I don't have the pleasure of being with them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I like them because they are very truthful. They cannot tell a lie, but their cries, all these things, nonsense. I don't like. Okay, so and about my family in Russia, I had a very big attachment to my wife, the first wife,
Mm-hmm.
and when she died, I was so upset, so bad. I felt so bad. So I even cried so much, like the day I lost my mother. So she was like a relative, frankly speaking. He was like a relative, and not like just wife. Okay, and really, she substituted all my family in Sri Lanka in one man one
Okay.
face. Okay, and she was very good to me, frankly speaking. And second wife was younger than her very much, but she had not that kind of understanding. Just we lived together. Uh, I didn't have any attachment to the second wife like that much. So I easily became monk. I asked her to look after herself, find a husband, and I helped some materially also to build her own life.
Mm-hmm.
So I left Russia
Mm-hmm.
and came to Sri Lanka and became monk.
Okay.
First on a temporary basis for 3 months.
Uh-huh.
So after 3 months, I thought, why should I go back to my lay life? It was a
Mm-hmm.
temporary test because some 3 or 4 Russians came and had temporary monkhood.
Mm-hmm.
So one Russian monk, his name is Ananda, and myself, I stayed. Both of us didn't disrobe. All others disrobed and went back to their lay life.
Mm-hmm.
So we are until today. Uh, 2016, I became monk. July 24th of July. So since then, I am a monk, according to the Sri Lankan tradition. So that is that part of my history.
That is amazing. That is actually very amazing to hear that story. And
If
now
you're
we,
tired, you can.
now we can, understand, like a person who has been into the, let's say, the samsara,
Yeah,
and one who has got into the proper Buddhist teachings, and through that, I'm very wanted curious to know or understand how would have been the perspective if you were, if you would have got the Buddhist teaching in your early childhood. Do you
actually,
think you would be much better person dealing with the systems of life or the hardships which you faced? Do you think Buddhist teaching would have helped you in handling those things better? What is your take on that?
no. Buddha said, if you can't, you should be very careful with Buddhism. You should take the Dhamma like like a cobra, snake. If you touch this cobra by tail, you will be hit by the cobra. Okay?
Yeah.
If you take Dharma on the wrong side,
Hmm.
you will be disappointed. Not only disappointed, your life will be destroyed.
Yeah.
That is the lesson. That is why my father didn't want me to become a monk during the childhood, because although I was very good child, I was always like to become uposatha Ashtanga Sila during the Purnima day. That was not all about my understanding. No, that was a tradition. Traditionally person, if you become, because of your tradition, if you become a monk, not because of
Yeah.
understanding,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you don't touch the Dhamma by head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when I became monk at this age, 56 years,
That's so true.
so much of understanding of the life. So I became. You cannot be. You touch the Dhamma in the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. Buddhism is good or bad for anybody is another question.
Yeah.
Okay. If you touch it so deeply, like becoming monk is dangerous if you don't know for what you have become a monk.
Yeah.
You will just waste of time, waste of other people's time,
Yeah.
and you will kill your life. You,
Yeah.
you can kill the whole country also.
Yeah.
See, so this is what I was very cautious always, because I'm when I go to Sri Lanka, here I cannot get, while on Charika I don't get much food. To say frankly, I get maybe sometimes 50 rupees, maybe sometimes even 20 rupees, sometimes nothing. But in Sri Lanka, if you go out anywhere up to Jaffna Peninsula is not a Buddhist place, but all wherever else, if you go, you will have enough food. As a for a monk, it is a heaven, but it is not about the nibbana path. If you want to live happily, Sri Lanka is very good. If you are monk, you are dressed as a monk. If you want to live in a very good comfortable life, it is good. Sri Lanka is good. But Buddhism, Buddha, even every most of the sutras we hear that he is going to Pindapata, Charika. Most of the sutras started after Charika, after Pindapata, he told the story or something. But in Sri Lanka, very few months use Charika. Although in the street we get everything, but they are more comfortable in this temple. So in the temple wise, I must tell, I am here in the Ambedkar, Baba Sahib Ambedkar Ji's Bhavan here. This is the best place I have been so far. You can't say the best place. I think is a meditation center in uh, in Bandaravela in Sri Lanka.
Mhm.
Yeah, that place also very good also for me. I left this place because of I wanted to learn Pali
Mhm.
language.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I would have never left this place. So good to so practice. Okay, and
Mhm.
it was cold because I was living so long time in Russia. I like the cold climate. So in Bandara side it is cold, and people wise not like our down south people, not aggressive. Uh, so my teacher was very good. Meditation, I don't think I will find another teacher like that teacher. He is an expert in samatha and vipassana meditation. Expert. So he started his life by 15 years. When he was 15 years, he hypnotized about 100 or 200 people in the temple. Hypnotize. You know hypnotize?
Yeah, hypnotization. Yes.
So a child of his age, have you ever heard?
Yeah.
So he started his mental practice meditation, everything at this age. And he became monk at 30 years.
Okay.
See how his successful life has come?
Yeah.
So you must be matured to become a monk. After 25 years, after 30 years, it is more or less okay.
Mhm.
Otherwise, if you take early age monks, this is for the tradition is good. Otherwise, it is a human right violation, I think, because
Yeah.
they are not ready, no. They don't have any life, no. They don't have happiness in the childhood, no.
Yeah.
So it is like in other religions, some other religions have they cut part of the body in their religion.
Mhm.
It is also human right violation. So this is also human right violation. All are religions. See,
Yeah.
Buddha will never allow this. Buddha allowed some special cases like Sopaka, Rahula, special
Yeah.
cases, no,
Yeah.
but not as a general principle. Anybody can become at the age of 10 years, 12 years, you can become a monk. It is
Yeah.
not a good thing. Then in India also it is happening. I went some very small monks in Kushinagar.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So very small, they don't know anything. So it's people around they can abuse, no? I
Yeah.
mean physical abuse.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is happening in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
But Sri Lanka again I tell is a very good place, is a balanced place compared to Thailand and Burma. Burma is another extreme.
Mhm.
Thailand is another extreme. Okay, Thailand has no non-veg, totally non-veg country. Okay, and Burma is very good, not so non-veg, but it is following not 100% Buddhist word. Okay, they are following Visuddhimagga, and in that sense, it's not a good tradition also. So India's way of touching Buddhism, I think it is the right way. With all your doubts, with all your suspicions, very few monks still having. Still, India is giving the right understanding how a religion must be handled. You don't teach uh, religion in the school. It's a very good example for any religious country in the world.
Mhm.
Not only Buddhism is taught during the childhood,
Mhm.
Christianity is taught from the childhood. They are taught Christianity, so it is not good. I think that India is a model. Uh, Religion must not be taught in the school because, to tell you frankly, I think all religions are telling lies. I am not a communist, but I respect so much of communist ideas. In communism, religion is called as opium, as drug.
Mhm.
So, if the day, if all the whole country will become Buddhist, then the end of the liberty, end of human rights, everything.
Yeah.
So whether you like it or not, you should not make Buddhist, everybody. Buddhist must be very, very rare people should be Buddhist.
Mm-hmm.
Become Buddhist not should be each and everybody. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you must ask why you call yourself Buddhist? If you cannot explain why you are Buddhist,
Mm-hmm.
so then he is not a Buddhist, no?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
asked so many people during my stay in India, why you are Buddhist? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
So how can you become Buddhist?
That's a true. That's a very so Bhanteji, like since we got a glimpse of corporate world and also the spiritual side,
Yeah.
so if you can tell us how a person who is in a corporate life can actually use Buddhist teachings, techniques to lessen their stress in their day-to-day work and be more focused in their work, so that they can be more productive and efficient in their day-to-day life, not just in work.
Depending on the Janji, depending on the person whose profession. Okay, if you are under somebody's control, you are not the owner of the entity company. So it is one situation. Okay, you have to always do whatever the commanding position, the manager or somebody tells you. No, so here there's not much freedom to do what you want. But still, I think if you want to practice live happily, you should not be owner of the situation, owner of the company. The owner of the company always has so many liabilities, responsibilities. Okay, if you are not owner of the situation or company or corporate life, so you can be free. You are doing somebody's instruction. No? You do it quite correctly according to the instructions. uh, you to live happily, you must understand this thing very, very firmly. Whatever you do, whatever you do, whether you do it correctly or incorrectly, you will be not be liked as you want. That is the truth of the life. Don't think this boss is bad. Immediately decide that you have to leave this company. Okay, it happens because he is the owner of he or she is having problem. She or he doesn't know what to do. Maybe he takes revenge from the workers, managers, on everybody. So you must be ready to become a good Buddhist, good follower, more practical follower, to be a normal person's employee. What do you call employee? No,
Yeah, yeah.
employee. Because when you somebody's under somebody's ruling, you must understand his psychology. Most of the owners, rich people, they don't care of their psychology. They finish so many schools, BSc, BM, or so many things, but they don't care whether they hurt the people in their those who are dependent on him. They don't think much. They think about their profit. Okay, if they want to sack somebody, if they don't take sack somebody, they will do it without explanation even. Sometimes they will not give even 3 months salary. Okay, so to be a good Buddhist means you will have good understanding of the situation. Situations can come whether you are right or not. So always try to be right to understand the situation, not to understand, not to get praise, not to get always a high salary increase. At least to understand what is happening, not to become a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
So because otherwise, people, because of the manager's problem, most of the people leave the companies because they don't understand the reality of the life. Reality of the life is always subordinates suffer. Subordinates suffer for the higher people's, the managers' problems. Okay, so as the saying says, the water flows towards the lowest place. Water always goes towards the lowest place, no? So this is the mechanism. You must understand the life. Life is not a fair place. If it is a fair and very good place where everything will be okay according to you, so there's no need of changing jobs, no need of Buddhism. Nothing is required. No? If everything is like living like mother, father, and with family, your brothers are very good with you, you don't expect this, no? Everybody wants to take something from you, not to give. So very rare cases you are will be fairly treated. So try to accept anicca. If you understand anicca, so anicca means everything changes. Changes means once and forever it changes. It will never come back. Sometimes when the uh, when the weather comes, cold weather comes, next year also cold weather comes, no?
Yeah, yeah,
So you can expect once again that change, no?
yeah,
But in the life, it doesn't come like that. In the life, it changes and you will be always losing all the time. You are losing, losing, losing. So time goes, you have to, actually what you want to know is you have to find some time to rest. If you don't have time, sometimes to rest, you have lost your life. Okay? Whatever job you must do, I don't mean that you should find a job and idle away time. No. That is stealing somebody's money, no? You are hired to the company to work, no?
yeah,
I mean, you must have so much of time when you finish your job. For example, there's a famous car company called Ford Company. You know Ford
yeah,
Company.
yeah.
So you know how they give the incentives to the people. The people who rest most are given the highest salary in their company, Ford America. When I heard, I was shocked. This is a Buddhist principle. This is a corporate Buddhist principle. Ford company owner has introduced the rule: if you have finished your job and resting, playing billiard and everything, cards in the restroom, having tea, he is the best worker in the company. The person who is always under the machine working, he doesn't know how to do it, he is a bad worker. Okay, this is the most why America has become very rich, because they have very practical Buddhist principles. And India also, you have very practical Buddhist principles. When the first railway minister was introduced, he was he took his duty. I heard this story. I don't know exactly how everything happened. I heard that he was an engineer by profession. He's a railway engineer, and he said uh, he has to decide what should be done for the railway structure. Now, one of the I think India's railway is the best. I cannot say best because I didn't see the America's railways and everything. So let it be not the best, one of the best in the world railway system. It was done by one railway minister. He bought 10, 10 railway full trains from Germany. Germany was the best makers of all these techniques. Even now they are doing the best cars and everything. No? So they bought 10, he bought 10, 2 he put into the stores, locked, don't touch. Two what do you call these trains? All 3 or 4 they put into the practice, the service to the people, and remaining asked the engineers to dismantle the full set, dismantled. So these are the practical thinking of Indians compared to many Buddhist countries. Buddhist countries are basically, except Thailand, they are not so developed, advanced in terms of public service. Public service, we are very advanced. You see how much public service is there in India, biggest population in India. So public service shows you are so concerned about every person in India. So you have applied most of the principles to the Indian culture, Indian system. So even the health, if you say take the health, you don't participate in the birth control so much like poor countries. You are a big country, you have a say. You don't do anything what the World Health Organization says. You have your understanding about what to do. Killing a child is a bad thing, no? Even
Yeah.
Hindu religion,
Yeah.
in Buddhist religion, it's a bad thing, no?
Yeah.
So I heard today Hindu religion and Buddhist religion, we call it religion, but they are Buddhism is not religion, but still they are teaching some very going very close. Close. They don't kill, they don't steal. There are so many things very close. Whether they have somebody has copied one religion from the other,
Yeah.
it's another story. I'm not going to
Yeah.
open it. I want to say that this is a non-vegetarian country, and you live a simple life. This is the key to success. You must live simply. You must live according to your budget and live with very limited expectation. You should not like so many things. That is the wrong direction. If you like everything you see in the TV, you will end up very bad.
Yeah.
It is clearly given in the Buddhist text.
Okay.
If you like so many things, whatever you shown in the advertisement, so you will look that such society will not go further. They have to buy rent. They have to live on rent. So this is a wrong understanding. As Indian person, I think they are very down to earth people. They are not like that. That's why you have been successful in many aspects. We have to keep on living like that, not depend on government. Government will never come to save us. Government or anybody from outside will not come to save you. You have to save yourself. You have to think that tomorrow something can happen that you will lose job. You will lose everything like Corona came. Anything can happen. The government will not save you. You have to save money, like Buddha has said. You have to save money, one fifth of the everything, not after spending everything. When you get something, you have to cut something immediately. You put into the savings bag. Not after you save, eat everything and what is remaining 10 rupees you save. No, you have 5,000 rupees you got today, 1,000 rupees you put in the savings bag. After that you eat or whatever you want. People do other way. You eat and do everything. 50 rupees you put savings bag. That way it is not the same. No? So you must save. You must live like there's no government to save you. Government is also can cheat you. Bank will cheat you. The shop will cheat you. Anywhere. If you look after yourself, and you will be successful. And not only successful materially, you will feel that you have something. You will never feel out of resources in a situation like Corona. Okay, so I think this is my understanding of Buddhist understanding of the corporate life. Um, uh, uh, that is my explanation in this short description. There are so many things in the rich people are giving. Rich people give so many good ideas. So there's one of the richest people, Warren Buffett in America.
Yeah.
He give even now he goes in the old car. He is the owner of the biggest jet company, but he doesn't have his own jet, private jet. He is the owner of the biggest jet company.
Yeah.
He doesn't own his jet. So jets are required for the people. Some people that without jet they can't live. No? Let them live. But he doesn't think that he can't live without a jet. He goes to his work with his own old car, driving himself without a driver. The richest person 20 years ago. Now he is in the first richest people in the world.
Yeah.
So that is the advice. That is a Buddhist way of thinking. No? Simple, no?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Bantiji, for again
Yeah.
for explaining this in with a Buddhist background and Buddhist understanding.
Yeah.
And we just our audience is very much interested in like the Buddhist history in context to Sri Lanka, how Buddhism came to Sri Lanka, and we heard about lot of famous places about Buddha relics in Sri Lanka. So if you can just make our audience understand about this historical aspects and the current best temples which people can visit in Sri Lanka.
Okay. I'll start with the last your comment or question. Best temples, very famous temple is Dalada. Dalada means Dalada temple with the tooth relic. The right tooth, I think, right tooth of the Buddhas is kept in the Kandy. Kandy is the one of the capitals one time before. It is the last capital, I think, last capital of Sri Lanka. I am very bad in history. So the Darada is a very famous place. Any tourist will go, and Indians also like to go. It's a cold place, very good place. And Anuradhapura, very hot place. It is a dry zone, and there you see many temples. The biggest collection of uh, Buddhist relics is in Anuradhapura. So these are the temples. There are so many temples. If you take for a square kilometer, how many temples we have? Every 2 3 kilometers we have a temple. In that sense, we are Buddhists. But if you take the life, our life, before going to the life, I will tell that historically we were not a Buddhist country. We was a non-Buddhist country, of course. Since Emperor Ashoka has introduced Buddhism to the world, sending his delegates. So India has been so kind to us, so friendly to us, like even today. India is the biggest friend of Sri Lanka, I think. So they have Emperor Ashoka sent the son, Mahinda. Mahinda was the son, he was the Arahant. He came himself and died in Sri Lanka. He never came back to India. And his sister, also she came with the original boat tree she brought it to Sri Lanka and planted in Anuradhapura. You can see the original
Oh,
boat tree.
oh,
Original, we call it original, but some experts say it's not the exact boat tree where Buddha was got entirely under. But sample tree made after that. Anyway, this has a history of 2,500 years. Brought by the daughter of Emperor Ashoka. She died also in Sri Lanka. We have stupa for both in Sri Lanka. These places also you can see. And everywhere, wherever you go, you see temple. This for a Buddhist is a person who is more emotionally Buddhist. When you go to Sri Lanka, you like to live the whole life in Sri Lanka, like that. Like I like truth seeker and true Buddhist follower, I like India. I can live whole life in India. Okay, but through different mentalities. Okay, one mentality they have never seen a good temple. Only a temple like Baba Sahib Ambedkar place. If you want to go to only Diksha Bhumi, you will see the Stupa. But in Sri Lanka, every 100 meters you find a Buddha root. Every 100 meters. Every 200 meters. Every house there has a big temple, a small temple
Wow.
to give Buddha puja, so something like that. So it is a good place to go for the emotional people who think that is their shraddha is that, but I don't think that is shraddha. That is their feeling that they love Buddhism like like the religion. They like it, so they want to see it in practice. They think it is the practice. It is not exactly the practice. Practice is without buildings, without anything. Practice is, I see the practice more in India. India is vegetarian, India is peaceful, India is living with multinational, multi-religious country, India is helping the people with all these bad rulers. Still, average Indian is enjoying so much of benefits of the modern technologies because by most of the, more than 70% are Buddhists. By heart, they are Buddhists. They think they respect Buddhist monks. They are always peaceful and they don't want to kill. That is the average Indian life. That the difference I see very much. It is not to say that in Sri Lanka people are very aggressive. They try to kill somebody. No, it is only the coastal areas. Some people are aggressive in Sri Lanka. They are dealing with fishing and everything. Otherwise, average Sri Lankan is also a very peaceful person.
Yeah, yeah.
But they are very religious, mono-religious. So when you are mono-religious, whatever good teacher you have, even the Buddha's religion, it can be it has a wrong, deformed mentality. That is the problem. From the school age, everybody becomes so religious, so they don't tolerate some attacks from the Muslims or Tamils. They can't live socially. So many problems, see, which India doesn't have. Okay? Now with this, the culture after Baba Sahib Ambedkar has introduced Buddhist new tradition. So with this, some sect of people, they have become little bit like Sri Lankan, I would say. Not very, not always in a good sense, because they have become little bit not very friendly with other people like that. It should not be like that. People are saying whatever religious your background is, people are saying you must be very friendly with everybody. That is the message of Buddha. If you cannot live friendly because that people is bad, because their religion teaches very bad, so what is the use of Buddhist thing? That is the average normal person's mentality. No? You have not taken anything from the Buddhist teaching. Buddhist teaching is to love everybody, have friendship to everybody. So that I can't see everywhere in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka.
Yes, Bhanteji, that's definitely a very valid points which you stated in regards to the cultural aspects in Sri Lanka and in India. I just want to have a more discussion on this point, like how you see things in Buddhism in in India, especially when we bring in the context of Diksha Bhumi. Since you recently visited Diksha Bhumi, I would really request you to share your experience, how it was, how you felt about it, and how you see the movement which Baba Sahib Ambedkar started. And we all are so optimistic about it, about the revival of Buddhism in India. How you look up to that, and please share your experience on this.
So Jayanji, I must say it is very not very one side. I can't say it is like this. It is very multicolored. You can't say that it is only a good only because one incident happened when I entered this place, the Diksha Bhumi. First, I was when I went out of the station, Nagpur station. Somebody, the three wheeler, what do you call auto,
Mhm.
stopped I said, Bante, you are going to Diksha Bhumi? Yes. I said, yes. He said, come on. I said, how much? He didn't say anything. And second time I asked, how much? Whatever you like, pay. This is the first thing. Even as not a very rich person, he is not a rich person. No? He encouraged me to go to Diksha Bhumi. Yeah, I paid only 20 rupees. It is 3.5 kilometers. Not, it is at least it is 100 rupees you should take from me. Of course, by the way, he took so many passengers also, but the respect he has given to me,
Yeah.
it is quite incident, no? He never somebody planned to meet somebody as in the film, like, no? He came quite accidentally and helped me, no? The respect. So when I went in the daytime, when I went on the Armstrong, Starika, everybody tried to give something, but always it was not like Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, when you go out immediately, you get everything. But it is in India, it is not like that. But somebody will in Sri Lanka will say, these people are not Buddhist, these people are, they don't know how this monk is going, what you are doing. No, these people inside, I feel them. Very few people will give the dana, the donation, like Sri Lanka, but inside they are very motivated, they are well disciplined people in the Buddhist way. When I went to Diksha Bhumi, even some people, some ladies came into the Diksha, the auto. They started with, of course, Bante, Vandam, Bante, like that. Everywhere, wherever you go in India, wherever you go, everybody says Vandam, Bante. Not necessarily this Baba Sahib's followers. This is India, no?
Mm.
So I went to the Diksha Bhumi. I saw some monks, some monks, Indian monks. I thought that they are Indian monks because Sri Lankan monks are very uncommon now. So I went there about 6 o'clock at the beginning of 7 o'clock. So this, I went and say hello to everybody. The two monks were standing. Then later on, some other monk came. We were having a chat. One layperson came, and that one of the monks started to give some good instructions. I think good instruction. I don't know, but I don't understand. I don't understand it. So this layperson was a very emotional person, follower of Ambedkar. He gave some papers also. So the Bante was telling something, he was not agreeable. Okay, so he was arguing with him, and it was a very heated argument in that place.
Oh.
While somebody was video making. So, but at the end of the day, at the end of the situation, everybody dispersed peacefully. But that incident shows that two different ideas, very that Buddhist type. I am a Buddhist, I am a Hindu. That is not a good idea. I am a Christian, I am a Muslim. Is always bad idea. So if Ambedkar ji has introduced new thing, I am a Ambedkar follower, I am a Jai Bhim, so this is not good idea. Because with that you have, if you have so much of pride that you have become follower of Buddha, I am different from others, that is not what Buddha has said. Buddha said, even if you are a man, if you think I am a man and you are a woman, if you differentiate these two people, it is not a good idea. You have to cut all these things. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, I am sure he didn't want to make everybody uh, call in another religion. Buddha didn't want another religion. But
Yeah.
it happens in the way, always. Always it happens that way. I am Baba Sahib Ambedkar follower. Who are you to talk with me? And I have some people like me. And listen, this segregation is very bad. It is happening. It is happening. It will come more and more because it will not come down unless a good teacher will come Unless some good explanation will come through Giant G, this channel or somewhere. I have a channel also. You must give the right understanding of Buddha's teaching. It should go bring peace, not segregation. I am follower, you are not. I am protecting Buddhism, you are not. So this type of thinking is not good. Okay, but I felt the real atmosphere. If Ambedkar ji was alive today, he could have been very happy to see all the people, except that very small incident I saw.
Yeah.
All the people were very happy, very feeling very peaceful, and they are happy. But finally, this pressure coming from the 15% of the ruling party, ruling people of party or whatever it is, they are pressed. No? 85% of the population
Yeah.
pressed, whether they are Buddhists or not, they are pressed because they are untouchables. So somehow or other they are low caste. No? This thing, in their faces, I saw the liberty. I saw the liberty given by the Baba Sahib Ambedkar ji. Liberty, they felt the liberty. This we don't feel in Sri Lanka. We don't feel with the coming with the Mahinda Mahathero. We didn't get liberty in Sri Lanka. But Baba Sahib Ambedkar, the value of the Baba Sahib Ambedkar is a practical implementation of Buddhism with Diksha. I don't approve all these Diksha principles as a Buddhist monk, but Panchasila is there. So he has introduced Panchasila, and they felt they are free. For that, everybody must be thankful to Baba Sahib Ambedkar ji. He is a practical Buddhist. I have seen so practical after Anagarika Dharmapala, great Sri Lankan Buddhist. Since 19th century, 20th century, we didn't have anybody like this type of great personalities. Okay.
With this, we come to the closure of our today's discussion with Venerable Bhanteji, Bhante Sumedji, who took out his time and came from a long distance from Sri Lanka and give us the this hours of discussion, which was so much fruitful for me, for our audience, and for everyone who will be listening ahead in this through this medium of Buddhism in India YouTube channel. We are really thankful to you, Bhanteji, and and to all our audience. We'll meet in the next session. Till then, have a great day. And before that, I just request Bhanteji to have a Pali chanting for 2 to 3 minutes to close this session in general.
First, I will say that thank you for taking an interview so long. Sorry, I have never seen such interest to my explanation. So it is a surprise for me also. So anyway, Yanji is also a good. In my
Thank
channel,
you.
I invite you to come and
Sure.
give some explanation about
Sure,
India.
sure, sure.
And I have not come so much so far away. It is very close by. India is not very far
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Culturally, we are very close. So I like India so much. It is my understanding that I should come to India. So thank you for inviting me to the discussion. So the party, I will bless you, bless India, bless all the audience. Everybody normally we bless like this. Sambhitiyo Virjantu, Sabbarogo Vinasatu, Mati Bhavatantarayo, Sukhi Vijayako Bhava, Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam, Rakatu Sabba Devata, Sabba Buddhan Bhavini, Sada Shakti Bhavati, Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam, Rakatu Sabba Devata, Sabba Dhamman Bhavini, Sada Shakti Bhavanti, Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam, Rakatu Sabba Devata, Sabba Sangan Bhavini, Sada Shakti Bhavanti. सुखी हो निरोगी हो दीर्घायु हो happy life bodily mentally and free of all the problems do metta to love to everybody That is the success of your life.
Thank you.